four-time Stanley Cup champion Darren McCarty, the golden voice of Neal Ruhl, and the iconic Terry Foster. Sit back and relax. It's time for your daily dose of Big D energy.
Yo, 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 what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Friday here. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Ruhl, Darren McCarty, Terry Foster in the chair, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter. We got the whole squad here. We're feeling it. NFL playoff weekend. Red Wings got a win. And, yeah, man, we're going to get into it. We're going to talk a lot of football today. Super Bowl champion KJ Wright will join the show, friend of the show, former Seahawks great. And I'm putting him on the spot. I just want that out there. I'm not going to do it to start.
How you put him on the spot?
Because I'm going to flat ask him. KJ, you know that the Seahawks' appearance in the playoffs was there should be an asterisk next to it.
Oh, boy.
Just admit it. Just admit it and you'll be liked in Detroit.
Yeah, but doesn't he have to admit something else, Spencer?
Yeah, you know.
We got two into the task back in his playing days, because I learned today Spencer was still had something in the crawl about KJ Wright and an illegal play in the end zone that cost the playoffs.
He was the one to punch the ball back then.
Yeah, that's right.
It's Accountability Friday, I guess, here on Big D Energy.
Yeah, how does he have to apologize for Seattle being able to score every 30 seconds against the Lions?
He doesn't.
Himself.
He doesn't. I'm gonna ask him about officiating in the NFL playoffs.
Oh,
that's it. I'm just gonna ask him about officiating in the NFL today. That's
I'm sure he feels the same way I feel when Philly fans get mad at me for scoring a goal.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry I beat one guy one-on-one my whole career. It's just all timing.
Life is all about timing. No, we're happy to have everybody here with us. Jump into the WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Alicia, first one in. Good morning. Lots of O's in the good morning, so you know it's serious.
I mean, she's happy. It's Friday.
She's
already
happy.
been in the sauce.
Yes, she had. I would expect nothing less from affiliates of this show. But again, happy to have everybody with us. Looking forward to doing it. And, you know, hey, Red Wings got a big win. Pistons lost in Paris. Golden Grizzlies won in overtime yesterday. It was a little tougher than it had to be. Late arrival back home from Indianapolis, but here we are. What's that?
How'd my guy Trey look?
Oh, Trey was Trey, man. 26, 15 rebounds, went over 1,000 points for his career, and he's a sophomore.
I wouldn't mind if the Pistons drafted him.
So I think, and you know what, we could talk about the Red Wings and a couple things that I saw, and I know I mentioned at the end of the show yesterday, which you weren't here, Neal, is the fact that Dylan Larkin came in. It went great. Terry carried us, and we were awesome. Sam Flannel
and I did my homework assignment.
What's that?
I did my homework assignment.
You absolutely. Sam Flannel didn't kill anybody, and Spencer just did a heck of a job in the machine room. But anyways, Dylan Larkin's interview after the Arizona game, and I want to touch on that, but you weren't here for the basketball talk. When we were talking about yesterday, Killian Hayes going home, playing in France and stuff like this, expecting a big game, expecting the team to feed him and stuff like that, and it really just didn't go that way. I guess my question to you, Neal, is did you expect him to have a big game? Going back home into the game, that sort of, they were going to try to key on him. The way that he played, Sam was giving out numbers that his threes percentage was up, and he was playing better. And we all agreed that this might be something good for him going home.
It usually works one of two ways when that happens. Either they ball out, or it's a bust. That's it. There is no. They don't just reach their season averages when people go back home to play. Terry, you've been around this a long time. Never. They have 40 or they have 8. That's it. That's it. That's all.
But your teammates are trying to help you have a good game. But if you're off, you're off.
That's it.
But was that more shocking, or were you not shocking? Because I was sort of like, ooh. Like, I understand what you're saying. Yes, that's usually the way it goes, but I thought it would go more the other way.
If something bad happens with the Pistons, you shouldn't be shocked. I mean, really.
And to be fair,
look, period, I guess.
Killian's gotten better, right? Is that safe to say?
He's a real NBA player now.
Yeah, he has gotten better.
That's what I learned yesterday.
He's gotten better. So, I mean, that's really all you can ask for. That will play itself out. The guard room is very crowded for the Detroit Pistons. Depending on what happens in this draft, it could get even more crowded. You know what I'm saying? Like, It's just the way that it is, and he's kind of playing for his life this season.
Yeah, no, but I mean, I was just sort of disappointed, like,
No,
but in a shocking way. Like it sort of like was like like I wasn't like mad. I was just
disappointed.
I was just disappointed. I wanted him to succeed. Did you guys feel that way?
Mm-hmm.
Like you're watching it and you're just
I think everybody wanted him to succeed.
There's two camps. There's two camps of Killian Hayes. There's the pro Killian. When they get their moments, they come out of the woodwork, and then you don't hear from them. And then there's the Killian bashers, like Sam Flannel.
Right.
That, they draw their swords when the opportunity. Whatever fits their narrative, Terry, that's what they're going to do.
Here's what I don't like. I don't like the ones where Killian Hayes has 8 points, 2 assists, and 2 rebounds, and then those goofballs are talking about what a great game he had.
They're everywhere. Everywhere.
That's not you, is it?
No, he's the opposite.
Okay.
I'm the opposite. And you know what? I gave him a lot of flowers on the show yesterday. I really did. And then just when
and then you just absolutely burned him down last night.
Just when I was about to... I put my faith in him. He goes 2 of 13 and 0 of 6 from 3 for 4 points. Then I got people at this network like Detroit Kool-Aid being like, oh, Killian haters are back. And then Sean Murphy, my favorite Sean Murphy, comments under it, oh my God, he has to drop 60 in France or else he's a bust. No, he shouldn't shoot 2 of 13 and 0 of 6 from 3 for 4 points. Come on now, Killian. You let me down,
How
bud.
about 6 of 13, 2 of 6 from 3, and then maybe...
Because it never goes like that.
That would have been
home.
fantastic. I would have been happy with that.
But that's not a great day.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Rack says Jalen Moore was big in Oakland's win last night. He was. Hit a 3-pointer right at the end of the game to force overtime. He also says Sam Flannel thinks Killian needs to be taken behind the barn and put down.
No.
Come on, you go. No. Guys, let's keep it classy here, Sam Flannel. Stop with those takes.
I didn't say that.
Yeah, but you did give him flowers yesterday, but man, you just tugged those flowers out.
Yeah.
Real hard.
He's got to be consistent. That's always been my thing. Just be more consistent. Don't have those terrible, terrible games. He's had some really good ones. I've given him his flowers, but you can't do that.
Pistons fan 11. The thing is, Killian haters act like he's trash when he has a bad game, and he's had way more good than bad this year. And that's fair. That's accurate.
He's had more good than bad in the past 2 months, and I will admit that. In the month of January before yesterday, he was averaging 14.6, 8 assists, 45% shooting, 38 from 3. That's a good 7 to 8 game sample size stretch, but yesterday it wasn't good. You're allowed to say that.
And I'll say this too, and it goes back to this, guys. And with where the season is right now, the goal at the end is apparent now. ... You got to be in the bottom 3 at this point. You got to shoot your shot from when Wemby was at the game yesterday, man.
No, he's like checking out and scouting his future team,
hanging out with Ben Wallace.
He said Ben Wallace was his
but
dad's favorite player.
why would he do that?
Yeah.
Why would he hang out with Ben Wallace, Sam? I mean, this is
what? Maybe he's hanging out with Ben Wallace because maybe the Pistons are going to get the cold envelope this year.
Maybe. That doesn't happen, Terry.
No, but why would he Ben Wallace? He's not he doesn't even deserve his jersey.
Well, to be fair, Wembanyama, I think, was doing it for his dad because Wallace was his dad's favorite player.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah.
Oh, so somebody else's favorite. So, wow. Gosh darn.
No, I just want to be nice to an old man. That's all he was
That
doing.
what it was? Oh, I see.
How is Ben Wallace any foreigner's favorite player? Come on, I get why he's Pistons fans' favorite players, but was he really that fun to watch as like a casual basketball fan?
We're not doing that.
I'll answer that as the casual
Do we still have that
basketball
penalty flag
fan.
in here?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Because
We're not doing
he brought
that.
something else. It reminded the only two was like him and Rodman. There was some sort of like, I own this board.
Detroit Dabber and a WoodwardSports.com chat thread. OFFS, Sam. Don't worry, Dabber. I'm cutting this one off right at the neck. We're not going down there.
People used to like defense.
Yeah, it was a different time, Sam Flannel. Okay,
Yes,
we'll just leave it at
I'm
that.
not saying I'm one of them, but some of the older fellas respected defense, respected rebounding, respected hustle. And I was watching a basketball show today, and one of the players that we never talk about are the glue people. That's not the ones that are scoring 30 points a game. They're doing whatever it takes to win basketball games. That's what Ben Wallace did. And some of the older gentlemen, I'm not saying I'm one of them, they appreciate that.
That's fair. Man, everyone wants to blow the dust off all the old takes. Let's go Red Wings party. Does Ben Wallace belong in the France Basketball Hall of Fame, Sam Flannel?
What? I mean, what would he have to do with the France Basketball Hall of Fame?
Be a world champion.
I mean, if you want to be in the France Basketball Hall of Fame, go right ahead. I don't know why he would be.
Aaron S. So that's an old bit from Sam Flannel. Then Aaron S. says, the NBA has zero defense now. It's a crap product. Again, we are living in a golden era of offensive players that cannot be stopped.
Yep.
And
they cannot be stopped.
And you know why they can't be stopped? You can't put your hands on them.
That is a good
Back
point.
in the day, you could, I'm not saying you could shove them in the corner, but you could put your hand, guide them somewhere.
The old hand
that's
check.
all done. No hand checks anymore.
Terry, some of these guys would have got buckets in any era.
Thank you.
LeBron, Jokic, Kevin Durant,
James Harden.
These guys would have got buckets in any era.
And that's fair, Terry.
They wouldn't get as much.
Yes, they would.
No, they wouldn't.
Yes, they would, Terry.
They wouldn't get as much today if you could put your hands on them.
Would you rather watch a 77-71 playoff game or a 128 to 125 game?
Wrong. I'm telling you what reality is.
I'm asking you the question. Which one would you rather watch, and be honest? A 77-71 game or a 129-123 game?
129-123.
Thank you, Terry. And the truth shall set you free.
Maybe the NBA say, hey, let's stop all this defensive crap.
NHL finally figured it out.
Every sport has.
NHL finally figured it out, man. Give me the Smythe division. Give me the 7-5 game. Give it to me.
Oh, yeah. Now,
that's where we're at.
You look
How
at
many
the
times
goals
have teams overcome
right?
3-goal deficits this year? It's like routine.
Yeah.
Happens against the Wings every night.
It's a 3-goal game.
I go by numbers. I don't think the overs hit as much. But the goals, have to be up. At least the top team's scoring a lot of the goals. But you're talking about the defense. Look at all the defense in every sport. How it's refereed, how it's called. It's a lot softer than it wouldn't be. So
because people like scoring.
Well, absolutely.
That's
it. Doesn't that have to play into the gamble? You can never forget there's a gambling element to this now, too.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Boombaye, as a good friend of mine used to say. So, hey, there's some line stuff, though, that we are going to get into, and I want to get into it when we come back after I tell you about Planet Fitness. You know they're official studio sponsor of Woodward Sports, and they're home of the judgment-free zone. You can work out for just $10 a month. You can upgrade to the Black Card as well. I've had the Black Card, as a matter of fact. Love it. Unlimited guest privileges. I take my son in there to work out with me sometimes. Got access to over 2,000 Planet Fitnesses around the world. A hydro massage, all the amenities, and more. Join today in club. You'll pass a couple on the way home. Or jump on that computer. Go to planetfitness.com. It is Planet Fitness, Darren McCarty.
Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Golf, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
We aren't quite sure if they consume more beer or sports. Either way, the heavyweights are here. Live on Woodward Sports, daily 5 to 7 p.m.
Off and running, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network on a Friday. Neal Ruhl, Darren McCarty, Terry Foster, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter as well. We'll get into the Red Wings in the second hour of the show. I had a Red Wings epiphany again last night. We'll discuss. I'm going to trap you guys as well, all of you. I'm going to trap everybody.
We can't wait to be in the spider's web. This is exciting for all of us.
It is. And some things I'm noticing around town from the conversations about some of the Red Wings players. So we're going to do it. And I'm going to get y'all. And it's going to be fun for me because I'm built like that,
It's
Terry.
going to be fun for us?
He's built like that.
No, you guys always complain when I do this because you got.
Well, why do you have to be a jerk? Why can't you be a nice guy? Why, was mad or mean one day this week. I wore my bad man T-shirt. Then the rest of the time, I'm gonna be a sweetie pie all month.
Okay.
And then Neal with his tone and his traps and all this stuff, just come in being evil.
Yeah.
And you don't give a damn either.
Right. So we are going to do that.
Hey, limited sleep. He might be a little cranky at his age, Terry.
Yeah.
You know how it gets when you don't get the proper amount of sleep.
Now, did you leave the game and drive right back? Or
We did.
Okay.
From Indianapolis.
Probably should have kept your ass over there one more day.
Well, I had to get back for the show. I've got a responsibility to the people and to you guys. It wasn't a holiday. Not even a made-up holiday.
Okay.
Holiday, celebrate. Lions. Ben Johnson got a pretty nice raise there. Have they turned a corner with the way they operate? I'll go to Terry first on that. Have they turned a corner with the way they operate?
Absolutely.
Sheila gets out in front of stuff. Mm-hmm. Sheila's cutting checks. It's not this easy, is it?
No, they could have been doing this forever. But, it used to be you come back, you want $10,000 a year more? Oh, hell no. How's that going to hurt the Fords? How's that going to hurt the Lions? Sheila's on back. I cut the check. How much was it again? Oh, we'll give you this. Bam. What? It doesn't have to be that hard. I think maybe she's getting to this. She's in partnership with these guys. They're not employees. This is a guy that's important to your organization. You just pay him.
And D-Mac Pistons fan 11 says they're running like a real organization. Yeah. Is it that simple?
I think it's
Can't be that simple.
I think it's that simple. We're seeing, as they say, that as the machine's rolling on and it's rolling on, this is part of it. Because how do they handle it? He one day he says he's coming back. The next day they see that he needs to be rewarded, and they show to the rest of everybody else that he's our guy. Everybody feels a part of it. Everybody feels appreciated. A little something for the effort. I love that line. A little something for the effort. A little something for the effort. A little motivating because you feel a part of it, right? So now Ben Johnson's even in there working harder, right, in the offseason, because he came back, and not only did he make a commitment, they make a commitment to him. And to Terry's point, talking about the guys that are, grease the wheels and stuff like this, it's the guys that operate and make them go. And right now, in developing this culture, right, the on-field, Ben Johnson's a huge part of this. So it's just sort of, I see you. And that's huge. Because that's all you want, especially when you're, down the totem pole or whatever.
Riddle me this, Batman. What do Chris Spielman, Barry Sanders, Kevin Glover, Lomas Brown all have in common?
They won a playoff game.
But off the field, what do they have in common?
They were all leaders.
No, they all got lowballed.
By the
Lions.
Well, and absolutely. And that is where it's different. And Terry, that is where it is that easy. Where in the past, they would have let things continue to play out as they were. Like Ben Johnson's contract, in my opinion, Terry, and you can confirm or deny this, would have not been adjusted.
It would not have been.
I agree.
I bottom line this. You know the reason why. Because this ain't the same old Lions ownership. This is Sheila Hamp.
Yeah.
This is her Lions. Right? So if you're sitting here, you can't hold her to her mother or her father or whatever else that has happened by anybody in the past, because this is her. And she's shown that by putting the people in place that were first questioned. But Brad Holmes, who was responsible for that at the end of the day, right? So this is her. This is the way that the Lions operate now. So yes, it is different, but the reason is because there's a different person pulling the trigger at the top. It's like the same thing as you hear in the WWE about Vince McMahon and then Triple H, whatever, who's running it, right? It depends on who's at the top, right, of how it runs and how the people inside the organization feel about it.
It's just they lost people because of $10,000 and $20,000 in salary. How is $20,000? How's that going to hurt the Lions?
Right.
Really? Just pay the man. Then they say, okay, screw it. They either left or they stayed, and they were pissed off. I used to go in the locker room, and players would be in these pissy-ass moods. I said, hey, guys, getting ready for the Bears, huh? Y'all? No, hell no. They screwed us, or they piss somebody off. That's one of the reasons Barry Sanders left. Barry Sanders may have hung on, but they screwed Kevin Glover. They screwed over Chris Spielman. He's like, hell, I'm in the hell out of here.
You know what's different? It's the same thing as when I played in Mr. Ilitch and my check would come and it'd have Mike Ilitch's signature and then he's gone. Well, the signature on the check has changed. That changed to Marion Ilitch, but this has changed to Sheila Hemp. So this is her writing the checks. Different person's writing the checks, right? Like it's the same thing. Which parent do you go to? Who's going to give you the $20, mom or dad? Come on, it's easy, right?
Yeah.
But she realizes this. And here's what's playing out, Neal. What we're seeing live is that she cares, and when things need to be handled, these conversations aren't swept under the rug. There isn't that disrespect. There's respect no matter if it's guys getting interviews or not getting interviews or how it's involved. So it should be looked differently.
I can't wrap my head around the fact that it's just that easy. I can't. I'm sorry, Terry. It's going to take a while to process that. It can't just be that easy to where, well, they just needed an adjustment with how. Now, granted, Brad. Look, I know it's Brad Holmes.
It's not just that, but you bring in the correct people,
and
then you believe
give
in
them the authority to do what they need to do. Now, here again, I will always say this: the moment this all changed was when it was okay to trade Matt Stafford. Because Terry, you know as well as I do, and D-Mac, I assume you know too. That went to the top. You weren't just walking in here saying, well, first thing I'm going to do is trade Matt Stafford. Where's my office so I can start dialing up?
Hello, who's got the National Ford commercial?
Right.
Who had the National Ford commercial at the time? Matt Stafford. No, that goes from right to the top. And that's when it started that things were starting to be different, where you could go, oh, wow.
It is that easy. I used to run to Line fans all the time. We're on our way. And I would just think to myself, if you only knew what was going on with these knuckleheads in the front office with ownership and how pissed off people are, you wouldn't be this optimistic. But I wouldn't blow their cool. I'm like, okay, I don't believe it's going to happen, but if you do, God bless you.
Yeah, and to me, that was when I really started to buy in. That was even before, like I knew Brad Holmes with the track record with the Rams and how the Rams were built through the draft and all the gems that they picked. But the reason, Terry, the foundation of why I bought into the regime was because they walked in here, and I'm sure in the interview, they said, here's the plan, and we're trading 9. Step 1, trade number 9. That's the central point of everything we're going to do right here.
Well,
it starts with trading 9.
Had to say he wanted to leave because prior to that, they did everything they could to pamper 9, to make 9 feel happy, to feel wanted, and there was no way they're going to trade him. They wouldn't even draft a damn backup for the guy.
That's how much he was by Stafford, I'm sure, right? That I want to go try to win a Super Bowl and I can't do it here. And they allowed it more than them going, hey, we're going to trade you. Or this is right. Like,
I would think, the more I think about that, the more I start to think that was kind of a Brad Holmes brainchild play too. In that,
could have been.
Okay, how do we get this team? How can I get talent for this team?
But do we know? We don't know.
Well, we'll
sure,
never
right?
know. We'll never know the truth.
Ask Matt Stafford and he tells you.
Well, yeah,
from the horse's mouth.
Right.
I mean, but
I'd have to run into him at Harry's Bar again downtown.
Right? But yeah, you could be right too.
I do think that. I do think that they got the extra. They asked for the extra years on the deals that you typically get, and he rolled in and said, "We got to trade 9, and we got to acquire draft capital. That's how we have to build this thing. So if you want me here, this is what we have to do."
But he had the solution coming in because he knew where he was going to go. And he said, "This is what I would do. We're going to trade Matt Stafford to the Rams, and this is what we're going to ask for." And I think that if we there's the quarterback, because he already knew the quarterback, right? Being a part of it. The big thing that came to my attention, right, is just because you were under somebody's tree and you were at the table when they were drafting, did you pay attention? Right? Brad Holmes has proven that he paid attention to Les Snead and whoever was in that Rams organization, and he learned, and he's proven it here.
But do you know what the saddest thing is? Rufus T-Bone on the east side of Detroit, who's peddling pennies and selling cigarettes on the corner, knew that.
Selling loose cigarettes?
Right, selling loose cigarettes. He knew that. The Lions didn't. That's the saddest part about it.
I remember I was drunk walking around East Lansing, going into gas stations asking for Lucy's, and nobody knew what I was talking about. I was like, oh, man.
You look like a Lucy kind of guy.
I literally walked into a gas station. I was like,
listen, he's like two Lucy's right at the end because he needs one for the walk home to the dorm room, and then the other one for the morning, and then they'll figure it out from there if he's got any money left.
Brady Orchard said Stafford wanted out because he didn't want to go through another regime. Okay, and that could be the case, but my thing could be the case too. It's just as plausible that when they chart a path, but that, and if it is what I say it is, then that is the true sign of the change. That's the red letter day where you can say things changed, because we got to get rid of this guy because he unlocks the ability for us to acquire draft capital, which is the only way you can compete and the only way you can win in today's NFL. That's it.
If you want to believe it, God bless you.
And I'm not saying that is the case. Right. I'm saying, but it is just as plausible. No? Am I crazy or what?
It is, but Stafford did say he wanted out. But the key to that is Stafford could have said this years ago, and the Fords were like, no, you're our guy. We don't want you to leave. And they would have talked him out of it.
Yeah.
Sheila was like, what are we going to do with this guy? Let's get rid of him.
So he probably just said, hey, I've got $250 million from this place.
Right.
Now I'm going to go somewhere else.
Love you, but I want to go win.
Yeah. So there it was, which I guess that could have been the case as well. I don't know.
What was that guy's name on the east side?
Rufus T. Bone.
Rufus T. Bones. You know what else he knows?
Where's he hang at? 6 Mile and Mound?
Oh, that's too high rent for him.
Oh, you talking Davison and Grossbeck?
That's the west side. Oh, Davison and Grossbeck. Yeah, probably there.
Okay, there it is. Rufus T. Bones.
Because I was a Dexter and Davison
and he
guy.
also knows.
Yeah, even he knows.
That Alta uptime, it matters. Alta Equipment has everything you need to get the job done. I have a bog project coming up. Alta Rent, they got you covered. Give them a call today. 844-GO-TO-ALTA. That's 844-GO-TO-ALTA.
As chilly weather approaches, Big Boy's got the perfect comfort meals for you. Try our hearty classic meatloaf or our creamy Cajun chicken Alfredo. These will be sure to leave you craving for more. How about breakfast? Our stuffed potato pancakes are back with our lumberjack, blockbuster, and Santa Fe garden. These potato pancakes will definitely fill you up. Whether it's for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, come stock up on the perfect comfort meal today. We'll see you soon at Big Boy.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jason Olafson, DC, the founder of the Custom Health Centers, and we've helped thousands of people learn how easy it is to lose weight and keep it off with our customized weight loss and body contouring programs.
With Custom Health, you don't feel hungry, you eat well. My name is Simeon Timbuk, and I've lost 71 pounds on the program.
Call us at 844-789-THIN or visit CustomHealthCenters.com for a free consultation and get started for as little as $5 a day.
Can't get enough Woodward Sports content? Head over to woodwardsports.com right now for up-to-date sports articles and great entertainment news. We have the best writers, bloggers, and coverage all at your fingertips. Head to woodwardsports.com right now to experience all Woodward Sports has to offer.
What's going on, everybody? It's Spencer for the Foaling Warehouse in Hamtramck, the home of the original football bowling pin game called Foaling. Multiple different ways you can play. They've got $12 open unlimited play and private lane reservation for $120. If you get thirsty, they got a $2 mystery beer vending machine and multiple fully loaded bars for you to choose from. So make sure you go check them out in Hamtramck or visit them online at foalingwarehouse.com.
Back at it, Big D Energy Woodward Sports Network. A few minutes ago, a friend of mine sent, Neal Ruhl, by the way, Dave Mack, Darren, McCarty, Terry, Foster, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter. A buddy of mine sent a good story just a couple minutes ago that The Athletic did about the Lions rebuild and the critical decisions that helped shape the turnaround. And I was thumbing through it during the commercial break, and they mentioned navigating the first offseason. And you guys know that this makes me feel good. First paragraph. Navigating the first offseason, which was 2021 for Brad Holmes when he showed up. One of the biggest items on Holmes' early to-do list was deciding what to do about wide receiver Kenny Golladay, who had more or less thrown in the towel in the 2020 season and demanded a max contract from the organization. You guys know what happened. Holmes never wavered in letting Golladay hit free agency. Golladay signed with the Giants, and the Lions used a comp pick they received to draft Kirby Joseph.
That's bingo.
That's a Friday flex. A Friday flex. Friday flex. He's flexing right now.
That's all I'm saying. And that furthers my point, because in the past, Terry, what would have happened with Kenny Golladay, do you think?
He would have gotten re-signed to a max contract, would have screwed up the whole salary cap.
Screwed it up.
That's what would happen.
Yep. And they said Kenny Golladay.
He wasn't scared, Terry.
Yeah.
He wasn't scared.
They said Brad Holmes never wavered because the Lions were in salary cap hell and they had to get out. And he understood that there were going to be 2 years of financial pain, which is what, all you got to do is look at a couple websites and you could see that too. So, and we're just talking about how it couldn't have been this simple to change things, but maybe it can be. But here they are. Spenny asked a question, and I know we touched on this before, but I do kind of want to revisit it because I think maybe in terms of expectations for Brad Holmes with the draft, and I know everyone's got their wish list. They type them in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread of where they should go, what pick they should use to do with what. And I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking more 30,000 feet. Terry, do you think that there's going to be some unfair expectations on Brad Holmes in this draft? Because I'm getting the feeling that there's going to be. I think people are going to expect, I think they have 8 picks. People are going to expect 7 starters out of the 8 picks.
Of course they will.
That's not fair.
As abysmal as this Lions organization has been, they just finished 9-8. And I'm hearing people saying if they don't win the division, next year's a failure. In other words, you're preparing yourself to be miserable next year, even if the Lions win 10 or 11 games. This is the Detroit Lions, for heaven's sakes. They're trying to crawl out of decades of incompetence. It's no guarantee it's going to happen in 1 or 2 years. You want it to, but don't set yourself up, well, if they don't win the division, I'm going to be miserable. No, try to enjoy the season. If they have a winning season, not 9-8, but they win 10 or 11 games, enjoy that, have a good time, and then maybe they make a little run in the playoffs. Who the hell knows?
You think there's going to be some unrealistic expectations, D-Mac? Because I think there is.
There was unrealistic expectations this year to see where they got. There's certain things that you got to have. The reality is there was, some guys, DeAndre Swift was hurt. There's a few guys that missed, a few games. Amon-Ra missed a game and stuff like this, but you didn't lose your quarterback, right? So there's certain things that have to be addressed. But for the most part, your younger guys stayed healthy and they developed. But to Terry's point, I think that what he's saying is enjoy the journey, and he has hope and like Terry. Would you say that even in saying that you have higher expectations than you have in recent years for them to be successful, to continue doing this, right?
Have expectations for the Lions. I'm not saying don't have that, because one of my problems with Lion fans and with the Lions organization, I never heard, whenever they had a press conference, it's one word I never heard: championship. We can win games, we can turn the culture around, we can do all this, but I never, ever, ever, ever heard anyone say, I'm here to win a championship. Coach, GM, ownership, players, none of that. So at some point, yes, have high expectations. I'm not saying they can't win the division next year, but if they don't go cry in the corner. It may not happen.
But here's the thing, to your point, is the organization not going to tell us that their expectations are to win the division, or are they going to just give us we're going to improve,
we're going to
try
compete,
to be better?
Yeah, we'll compete out there.
Which one? Because is it okay if they start talking championships or North Division championships or that we can get behind that, and that should be our expectations if they tell us it is?
Yes, and let them tell it, and they should tell you that. You're not in here to go 9-8. This city went nuts because the Lions were 9-8. So this has never happened before. I've seen this at least a half dozen or 10 times. They finish 9-7. They make the playoffs. They win 6 out of 8 games to end the season. This has happened before, people. So yes, I want you to have expectations, but I guess my point is, if they don't win the division, don't go cry in the corner and say, "Oh, damn, these damn same old Lions did it to me again."
Well, in that vein, Terry Foster, WoodwardSports.com chat thread, Aaron S. 12 wins and division champs, or I'm disappointed. So there you go. That's what it is out there in the streets. Harley Popolaski says, "What are your thoughts on trading the number 18 pick for Marshawn Lattimore?" Not interested. Let Brad Holmes cook. Again, D-Mac, here we are, and this is the first wave of it, and it's going to be like this till April.
Okay.
I got the Pit Bulls want to run.
But to be fair, I remember he was brought up last year when he signed his $80 million contract or whatever, like this, 5 years or whatever, at $18 million. I think because we weren't in the position. Now, what if Brad Holmes decides to do that? You'd have to be sort of behind it and look to see that he's going to be the key to your defense then, right? Like, yeah. Could you see more this year? I guess the question is him doing that, or it's more in the likelihood than it was last year when people wanted to sign him. Yeah,
but you're talking about $23 million cap hits at the cornerback
so tell
spot.
me why he can't sign. Tell the people why he can't make this move.
Yeah, rain on our parade.
Because he's a $23 million cap hit at the cornerback spot. You have Jeff Okudah on your roster.
Right.
Obviously, he wouldn't be.
Well, I know that, but I'm saying, though. And what we're going back and forth. You can't have that. Especially, too, this free agency season, and that article in The Athletic that I was just referring to talks about the fact the Lions are going to. And look, we came up with ways we could get it to about 40 playing our little GM game. The Athletic mentions they're probably going to have about 30-ish million in cap space. It's the most the Lions franchise has ever had in their existence.
So
think about that for a minute. No. I'm not saying that. I'm saying there wouldn't be any more.
Right.
Guys, I know this isn't popular. And I know that everybody thinks it's fantasy football. And every move you make, you just say, well, I'm going to go get, quarterback X in the 6th. Going to go get Kirk Cousins in the 6th round. That's how I'm going to run my fantasy team.
Right.
That's because the production's guaranteed from Kirk Cousins in the 6th round.
This isn't a final piece.
This isn't a final piece yet. But they're not there yet financially.
So can we play hypothetically?
Yes.
If he was the final piece to the puzzle, that it was set up, that the team was there, and then this was the scenario that you were in. With the 18,
different story.
Then it would be. Then you'd have to. Then the conversation would be.
Are we a cornerback away?
No.
Right, or safety or whatever like that. Then the conversation you're going to listen.
And you know what, D-Mac and Terry, here's where I'm a little bit different. I'm going to let Brad Holmes take a shot first. I'm in the business of giving up the draft capital. I know everybody's ready to just, we were talking about Windsor and some of the fine establishments over in Windsor about throwing toonies in the air and all that kind of stuff. We finally get some draft picks and a sliver of cap space, and everyone wants to throw the toonies in the air and stay in the club till 4 a.m. We got to be to work at 6:30.
You asked the question, are people going to be disappointed in Brad Holmes after this offseason? The answer is absolutely yes. Because you know why? He's not going to trick around and do stupid stuff.
No. He knows, like XYYX says, we are a defense away. Even with the pieces that Brad Holmes put in place, they are still a defense away. Is that fair? That's a fair statement?
Fair.
No, that's fair, but I guess so. You said that they're going to have the most available that they've had in salary cap. So what do you expect him to do with that to that point? Plug holes or not? But now it's not time to make a splash because you have to go out and get a bunch of different guys to do different roles. Right?
I think you need one more draft class and then see where you're at. Then it's time, because I'm going to let this guy that just put 5 starters last year's draft. 4 of the top vote getters for Defensive Rookie of the Year. If you're into facts, that's what it is. I'm going to let him take a shot for cheap first.
Right. But this is what Joe Fan always does with the NFL. And I told him, stop doing it. They find the highest priced dude they can find who's 28, 29, 30 years old sometimes. So the Lions should sign him. They sign him, everything would be okay. No, it wouldn't. You screw up your salary cap. He can't play anymore. He's a little bit slower than he was before, and you end up being disappointed.
Right.
It's the Damian Woody effect.
And free agency in the NFL is different. You have to hit. It has to be a hit because it's a double-edged penalty if you miss. You lose out the cap space, and you have the ineffective player on your roster at that cap number. It has to be a hit. They're not there yet. And we're going to be doing this show, so just you guys get ready. Everybody in the room get ready. We're going to be having this conversation on pretty much a daily basis all the way up until April. So okay. I can take it. I can take it.
In other words, buckle up.
Yeah, I'll stand here and I'll do it over again and over again and over again and over again.
Raining on everybody's parade. Terry.
I'm mentally stronger than you are.
But you know what? I support the young man today.
Yes, he's a fine young man.
The NFL is a young man's league.
And I love the fact that he's talking about it, because that's important.
That is important. Sports Marketing Agency, they help spread awareness about mental health and substance abuse. They have a new podcast out called This is the S Word. It's about the stigma that's associated with seeking help. If you're struggling, go to thesportsma.com. If someone you know is struggling, thesportsma.com, the Sports Marketing Agency, they're here to help.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Golf, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1. What's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2. Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3. Bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
3 NBA championships. Detroit fans were there. 11 Stanley Cups. Detroit fans were there. 4 World Series wins. Detroit fans were there. And that one Lions playoff win in 1991. Yeah, Detroit fans were there. Woodward Sports, where the fans are.
Neal Ruhl here for Bedrock Detroit, and downtown Detroit's all decked out all winter long with the Cadillac Lodge and the Monroe Street Midway. The Midway has all the action, the giant slide, the winter bumper cars, and indoor arcade, plus you can grab drinks at the Lodge before or after games downtown. Shop, eat, and play downtown anytime this winter with Decked Out Detroit. Go to deckedoutdetroit.com for all the deets, as the kids would say. Back at it, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Ruhl, Terry Foster, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter here in the building. Happy to have you all with us. LFG says, Neal, inject NFL draft content into my veins. Hashtag mainlining. I am. I'm even tying the little rubber cord thing up, and I'm giving it to the people right now. A little blue magic out there. Honolulu Blue Magic out there in the streets.
I'm excited.
We were having the discussion, and I'll meet you guys halfway. For the crowd that, and look, we become sports fans that are more obsessed with the transaction than the action, which is wild to me. What gets our most hits and clicks when we talk about what? Signing free agents, drafting people. I mean, it's like not
what might be the grass is greener, or who could we get? Who might it be? Who should we get?
Who's the miracle?
Who could we? Who should we? Yeah. Who's the perfect fit?
Yeah, and it's by far, it's an exact science. Any of the stuff we put out there, clicks about draft picks and free agents and trades blow everything away all the time.
Speaking of that, little bit sort of on topic, but Spenny, who's your quarterback there? Who's your Malik Willis this year?
I don't have anybody I like. I like Tanner McKee, but he's not going to be a first rounder. I like Clayton Tune late, like 5th, 6th round, something like that.
I'm beginning to warm up to the Stetson Bennett train because I think Jared Goff needs to learn under a veteran. So you get Stetson Bennett in here, and he can mentor Jared Goff.
You bad. You just so
right?
bad.
Is he older than Goff?
He's in the ballpark.
He's down here, yeah.
I think Jared Goff calls Stetson Bennett granddad.
Yeah, yeah. So I think that's what it could be. Johnny Little, Neal couldn't be more correct with a thumbs up. Thank you, Johnny. I appreciate that. And I saw this, and I'll meet everybody halfway, right? Because we're gonna be pulling the shield out for all the Marcus Latimer trade talk and all that kind of stuff. And I'll do it. Like I said, I'll stand in there. Somebody brought if you're dying for a transaction, if these draft picks are burning a hole in your pocket, like a money after your birthday when you were a kid, I'll offer you this. And somebody in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread said it. I missed the name, so my apologies. You know who you were, though. If I can meet you halfway, I'll give you a move if you want to go get Will Anderson or Jalen Carter. And I would contend that Will Anderson or Jalen Carter would be more valuable than Marshawn Lattimore would. It was Neal, how can you say that? Lattimore's like a Pro Bowl level cornerback. But he's $23 million of a cap hit. Will Anderson or Jalen Carter's on a rookie deal for 5 years. That's where the value is. So I think that is a better use of trading your draft capital than it is to go get a guy that's making $23 million a year on your cap. Am I crazy or what?
And although I don't like money,
you hate money.
I must agree with him. I agree with him.
Really?
Yeah.
But would it be the same case now? Is that because of the situation you're in and you're still building and you're a few pieces away in different spots, and it's not the conversation where this guy can be the difference and it's the last piece to your puzzle, right? Then your tone would change, but we're not there yet.
We're not there yet.
So that's the self-awareness, and I think that, Brad Holmes is that there's a lot of pieces to be filled, so how are we going to do this? And look at the youth. I mean, he's proven it. They come in, they learn, they play, they get better. They be around. You're talking about, the Kenny Golladay and the compensation pick being Kirby Joseph. Well, you look at what he did, picks Aaron Rodgers off 3 times in the same year. I mean, that's something. So he gets players in here, and then players develop.
Let's Go Red Wing Sparty says, would love to see the pregame storyline of Stetson Bennett and Jared Goff back together, remembering their time at Cal, being in the quarterback room, battling it out for the job. I'll add one on there, Sparty. Stetson Bennett, the wily veteran, and Jared Goff, the young freshman coming in and trying to take his job. And then Stetson Bennett transferring out to Georgia. That would be a great Super Bowl storyline, wouldn't it?
That would be huge.
Mentor with the youth, mentoring youth and everything like that. I would be here for it.
Sounds like a book.
Yeah. Admin Washington said, can we all admit when Brad Holmes traded Hawk, we thought the team was giving up on the season? Holmes is such a freaking GM stud. And guys, we fought this, right? Because I was on board from that trade broke during our show.
Yeah.
And I was hype.
Yeah.
And I wasn't hype because of the, quote, production we were losing.
No,
it's the same theory that I just talked about.
It's the money you save.
It's the same theory I literally just talked about.
Check and you're right.
Well, $7 million because you got to pay your 3 tight ends who caught way more touchdowns. They're 3.5-ish million.
Okay, I'm sorry.
So you got about $7 million back.
How would you feel if that showed up in your bank account? Tomorrow morning.
You'd be hyped.
When Brad Holmes traded Hockenson, I did believe he was giving up on the season. And I was okay with it. Screw it.
Yeah, but you got no expectations.
I don't.
No, you're along for the ride.
It had nothing to do with the season. And I think now that people remember too when he said I would make this trade if we were 6-1, I would make this trade. Remember?
What?
And people laughed. And I was like, no, man. Absolutely. I get it.
I remember when you came in, you remember when he said that? I believe him now. And I do too.
Yeah.
Because it was about what this meant to the team moving forward. So it also means a self-awareness that they still need other pieces. That explains why this isn't the right time. It's all about timing, right? And then Brad Holmes seems to be in the right place at the right time and choosing the right guys. Why? Because they play.
Yeah. Once again, I say this is a man playing chess rather than checkers. He makes moves that we don't see.
Flying in the face of everything that we're conditioned to think.
Correct.
And again, this is the Neal Ruhl, Brad Holmes simp hour. I understand that. But you're going to get that all the time.
Lions would have extended Hockenson, give him $15 million a year. So is that tight end? Boom.
The old line, and you know what, Terry, you're right, and we haven't talked about that enough. You're 1,000,000% right. Old regime, TJ Hockenson, what happens?
Resign. Well, it's always the same thing as the Galladay and everything else and whatever, but again, the name at the bottom of the paychecks, Neil. I don't get a paycheck from the Lions, so I don't know.
Because here's what the Lions would say to themselves. They wouldn't tell us. We used a first-round pick on him. We don't want to waste first-round picks. We'll pay him whatever he wants.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Ethan Brown says Stetson Bennett has his former rookie classmate Y.A. Tittle on speed dial.
Maybe that's a little
strange. To your point, with a lot of the old, not the regime, it was more ego, right? Because we can't look dumb. We have this guy. We put a first rounder. We're giving this money, or else if we don't, then it looks like we failed. That was sort of more.
I don't think it was ego. It was a first round pick is so valuable that we can't let it go. So in the Lions' mind, every first round draft pick had to stay, had to be extended, had to keep playing, or else it wasn't worth it. But Brad Holmes is like, I'm not paying this man $14 million a year. I'd rather go with these little collection of whatever these tight ends nobody's heard of and get the same production.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Johnny Little here. Remember this bit? This was great. His best year of production was the same number as his Logan Thomas's best year numbers. He wasn't Gronk, Kelsey, or Kittle. That's what it was. Remember I had to draw the sword?
I know.
Remember that?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Those were fun times, man.
Hey, good times.
No, those were really good times.
And his teams are 1-2 in career games where he has over 100 receiving yards.
Weird.
Come on, that's not his fault. It just more speaks to TJ Hockenson being good. Doesn't necessarily correlate to the Lions being good.
But you know what it is, Sam?
What?
Factual. Yeah, he walked into that one, didn't he? He was just like, boom, and he walked right into the door.
It's not his fault, but it is factual. You're correct.
Yes.
It's his fault. Or
he would have taken Neal says, both things can be true. I didn't make fun of you yesterday.
He did.
I'm a nice guy. I wore a bad man shirt one day, but I've been a sweetie pie the rest of the time. Fast forward 13 minutes later. I did make fun of you yesterday.
Well, he was in his bad man shirt. Oh, no, that was 2 days ago.
So
it slipped.
It was
I didn't really mean it.
Lingering bad man energy.
Okay.
He was saying it for the clicks.
Yeah. He was
trying to get the clicks.
He was saying it for the clicks. Hey, I'm getting a hair trim before I get out of here today. Guess where I'm rolling through?
You're going to Viva Las Vegas. You got a big weekend, bro. So why don't you walk to the front, or like you guys at home, come to Lady Jane's for award-winning haircut experience and register for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to win a down payment for your dream home, up to $200,000. Lady Jane's, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
The sports marketing agency would not be who we are without great community partners like Higuera Health and Carol Zuniga.
It's an awesome opportunity to partner with your organization. Higuera Health is a comprehensive behavioral health organization. We serve children through older adults with mental health, substance use, and developmental disabilities across Western Wayne counties, and really excited to now be in downriver communities as well. Give us a call at 734-458-4601.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side.
Lemieux and McCarty, who've had a good knockdown drag up. There they go, right on the whistle, baby, talking to one another.
Woodward Sports.
You don't have to go to the beach, man. You don't have to get your butt crack full of sand. You just need a little chili peppers, man, to get that glowing beach chili peppers tan. Woo!
With 26 locations in the Metro Detroit area and more coming, Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D. Join the Pepper Club for the best deals on unlimited tanning. Head to chilipepperstanning.com.
You just need a little chili peppers, man.
Midway.
Matrix Home Solutions is your go-to for any home project. Looking for a new man cave? They are the basement remodel experts. They also specialize in bathrooms and kitchens. An A+ rating by the Better Business Bureau. Call 888-594-8844 or go to matrixhomesolutions.com.
Neal Ruhl here for the Monroe Street Midway Minute. And you know what it is. It's popping all winter long downtown Detroit. All the activities. You can go down, enjoy drinks inside the warm, toasty tent. Although, again, today, not awful out there. I would entertain going down to the Monroe Street Midway today. I would. I mean, granted, I'd be in the lodge with Terry Foster. Toasty. Getting toasty. That's how we would work that. And then we do go look over at DMAC at the puck putt over there with the people trying to putt with the hockey stick and doing all that kind of stuff. And then I turn around and go back in the lodge and have another old-fashioned with Terry Foster. Kids will be playing on the winter bumper cars, maybe the Midway Arcade, and Spenmo will be over there absolutely crushing mac and cheese bites and pierogies. It's on brand. Sam Flannel will be down there with the in-laws hanging out on a night. You know, maybe before or after a Red Wings or Pistons game. It's all down there for you for the Monroe Street Midway. Pulling up on the second hour of the show, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Ruhl, Darren McCarty, Terry Foster here in the house with you. And right now, as promised, we are joined by a Super Bowl champion. Part of one of the more notable defenses in the history of the NFL, of course, the Seattle Seahawks. KJ Wright joining us here today, a multiple-time member here now on Big D Energy. KJ, what's going on out there on the West Coast, man? How are you?
Good morning, fellas. How y'all doing? Doing well.
Good, man. Good to catch up with you. KJ, you know, you're paying attention. You're out there in the media. You can see him on the rally on Bally's with my girl, Brooke Fletcher. We worked together for a long time. So, yeah, good to see Brooke doing well out there and everything. But, KJ, you know, the NFL playoffs, they're here. They're popping. What's your 30,000-foot view, man? What are you seeing out there?
When I'm looking at it, I see the best team in the NFL right now, and that's the San Francisco 49ers. I mean, you just look at them from offensive line, defensive line, linebackers, running backs, play callers. They have everything on this roster to go win a Super Bowl. And I look at this match between them and the Cowboys. I'm not going to say it's going to be a blowout, but I'm saying it would not be a ball game. This team is just too awesome, just putting up 30-plus points each and every week. This rookie is coming on the scene, making a lot of noise. And so when you're talking about the most dominant team right now in the NFL, it's not even close.
Hey, KJ, you're sure that's not West Coast bias that you're spitting out there right now, right?
It's just, I'm telling you, man. Name a team. If you give me a team that's close, I'll entertain it. Who can you give me?
Yeah, well, hey, how about this? I'll hit you with this, KJ. KJ Wright joining us here, Super Bowl winner with the Seattle Seahawks. From a franchise perspective, now I see a lot of your Seattle team in the Buffalo Bills, in that you guys went through that process. The guy to my left here, Darren McCarty with the Red Wings, building a Stanley Cup champion. He can relate to this. Went to the playoffs, had some playoff heartbreak, came close, got to overtime against the Chiefs, et cetera, et cetera. There's been this steady climb. Now they're knocking on the door to winning a Super Bowl championship. Do you kind of see a comparison of that, too, from what you lived?
I don't see a comparison in the teams and the style of play, but I do see a comparison in how we built up over the years, got there, and then got to the Super Bowl. But when we talk about the Buffalo Bills, all eyes go to Josh Allen. And when I look at him, he is phenomenal talent. Big arm, you know, rocket, can run, all that fun stuff. But his decision-making is not sitting well with me. The man is just a turnover machine. And when it comes to the playoffs, when you're facing Patrick Mahomes, when you're facing Joe Burrow, you have got to find a way to be elite. And when it comes to being elite, you got to protect the ball. And so I like this team. I love them. But when it comes to the little details, the small, minute things you have to do to win a Super Bowl, I don't think Josh Allen is quite there yet. And so I believe this team is going to take another year to get to the promised land, and it's going to fall on Josh Allen's arm.
Right on, KJ. Great to talk to you again, brother. And I always like to pick the brain of somebody who lived in the trenches, sort of, even though it was a different sport, but like I did. But whose defense, and I'm lockstep with you with San Francisco, right? I think that, what Brock Purdy's doing and everything out there, but taking them out of it, right? Who do you see has the defense that travels? Because as I'm looking at this now, am I wrong because I'm a hockey player looking at football? But is there something there with the Giants that I didn't see during the regular season? And especially like their defense making plays that I didn't see them make more so. But who would you put your flag on defensively that's still in the playoffs?
I hate to further bring on this bias, but listen, fellas, listen. I don't like comparing people to the Legion of Boom. I don't like it at all. We was the most dominant defense in the history of the game.
Facts.
But these guys on the West Coast and California are pretty dang close. I mean, these guys are just pissed off. You can think about getting a 3-yard run. These dudes are pissed off. They're running fast. They're physical. And what reminds me of them to us is how simple they are. They don't run too much stuff. They run their basic quarters coverage, let their D-line go hunt. They create turnovers. They score. And they make life easy for the whole team. They make life easy for the offense. And so when I look at these guys, it's going to be hard to put up points against them. It's hard to run against them. It's hard to pass. And so when it comes to the best defense, it's the Niners. It's not even close.
Yeah, that's a team that doesn't even need a quarterback. I said that all along.
I could play quarterback for them.
Well, you should probably do that sometime. But you know what's happening with some of the teams that you described? It's almost like Georgia in college football. Georgia, their quarterback gets trashed all the time. But in the trenches, Georgia is elite. And I think what you're describing is, the non-glamorous positions are elite out there on the West Coast, and that's why those teams are rolling.
Yep.
And don't fall for Darren McCarty's New York Giants crap. They're not doing it. They're going to get blown out this weekend.
You think they are?
Here's the thing with the Giants. The question is, when it comes to paying Daniel Jones, do they see a future with this man? And when it comes to paying a quarterback, in my eyes, I look at it, can this man take us to the playoffs, and does he have an opportunity to bring us home a Super Bowl? That's the question when it comes to Daniel Jones. And so you look at his first few years, the answer was a big no. This man is going to be walking in free agency. And so you look at what he put together this season. The man has made some progress. He's shown that in his 4th year, I am a good quarterback, and I can take this team, obviously, to the playoffs. But once he keeps developing, maybe he can get them to the Super Bowl as well.
Yeah, KJ, thanks for joining us. It's Spencer here. You guys talking about the 49ers, talking about defense. My favorite player in the NFL right now is Fred Warner. I love linebackers. I love that position. I think Fred Warner is obviously, Bobby's still up there too. But what does Fred Warner do that's just so good, and how can he change a game from that linebacking position that's kind of falling in the wayside when you look at the NFL defenses now?
When you look at great linebackers, first and foremost, they're always prepared. You watch them, they get everyone lined up, they get everyone on the same page, and then they handle their own business, right? And when I look at Fred Warner, each and every play, he's in the right spot. He's anticipating the plays that's coming. He's running sideline to sideline, and he sets the tone for this defense. I love watching this young man as well. He's been a baller ever since he came on the scene as a rookie. And so when you look at that alpha male, that presence in the middle, the guy that you want to have on your football team, Fred Warner is that guy. And it's pissing me off how people think you don't need linebackers to be successful. Name one great defense in the history of the NFL that did not have great linebackers. You can't do it. When you talk about the 85 Bears, when you talk about the Steel Curtain back in the day, when you talk about the Legion of Boom, they all have great linebackers. So if you want to have that great defense and the opportunity to win the Super Bowl, you have got to have a great middle linebacker.
KJ Wright talking that talk right now here on Big D Energy.
I'm going to see if he'll talk this talk. Now, one of the big surprises in the NFL is what's happened with Russell Wilson in Denver. Now, I believe this, that if you got some of his former teammates from Seattle and got a couple bourbons in them, they would say, I'm not surprised. Would I be accurate, or am I off on that one?
You're off on that one.
Okay. All right. What if I can give you some Eagle Rare?
Maybe if it was like all at a bar together, just together, but we wouldn't dare say it on air. But here's the thing. Here's the thing with Russell. I am, this is non-biased, I am thoroughly surprised in what I've seen with him. You look at his 10-year career, what he did. This man, in my eyes, put together a Hall of Fame career in Seattle, right? Always prepared, winning ball games, coming from behind, scrambling, making all these phenomenal plays. You don't just drop off in 1 year and have a disastrous season like he did in Denver. I don't know what that was. I don't know who that man was. I truly believe that it was just a bad year from top to bottom with play calling, offensive line, with his decision-making. And so you best believe that he's going to go into this offseason prepared, laser focused, and I truly believe that Russell Wilson will get back on track next year. He has to.
For sure. And I got one more because we talked about this on the Woodward Heavyweights a little bit, and obviously you were part of the Legion of Boom, which was, like you said, my favorite defense to watch ever. And everybody talks about, Bobby Wagner, Richard Sherman, Brandon Browner, but I think what was the most important part of that defense is that safety tandem of two of my favorite players, obviously Earl Thomas and Cam Chancellor. And you see the Lions trying to build a safety tandem similar to that. You got Kirby Joseph playing the center field free safety Earl Thomas role, and then you look at what Deshaun Elliott could do similar to a Cam Chancellor, or if you move Tracy Walker down there. How important is it to have that kind of back and forth with the two safeties over top like that?
Man, when you can take a safety and Cam Chancellor and put him in the middle of the field, when you can buzz him to the flats, when you can put him in the hooks, and when you can defend and run and take on offensive linemen, your defense is complete. And what Cam did from a physical standpoint and from a mental standpoint, like, there's no Legion of Boom without Cam Chancellor. Mm-hmm. He's the one that kept everyone together, everyone in line. He was our vocal leader. He led by example. Cam Chancellor made that defense work. And I put his name up against anybody. And then you got Earl Thomas. That man is just red line to red line. Ball here, he's there. Ball here, he's there, making game-saving tackles. And so when you have that tandem on the back end, guys that love each other, guys that communicate well, and the sky's the limit for your defense. And so when I do look at the Lions, I love what I'm seeing. It's just cool to see that culture shift right before our eyes, right? You see that they believe that they can win the football game. When they step on that field, they are here to win the ball game. And so I love what I'm seeing, how they're building, and just keep on adding pieces to that team. And they're going to be back in, hopefully get to the playoffs next year.
KJ Wright joining us, Super Bowl champion with the Seattle Seahawks. You can see him each week on The Rally on Bally Sports. Also has a weekly radio show, The KJ Wright Show, on Seattle's ESPN, 7:10 a.m. KJ, before we let you go here, I have to ask you about this. And look, this is something, I've talked a lot about the officiating in the NFL. And the bottom line is it hasn't been good enough as of late. That's just the way that I feel. It hasn't been good enough, and I'd like to see something happen with that. I'm going to put you on the spot about this, okay? Look, I know Seahawks great. I understand all that. They went to the playoffs. That last game, that Rams-Seattle game, they're at Seattle. Would even you admit, KJ, that they struggled in that game? Is that a fair statement?
Look, I'll tell you guys this. Before the game even happened, I was like, the referees are going to do exactly with the Lions and Packers game that they did with the Seahawks and Rams game. I thought there was going to be some fishy stuff, some funny business in the Packers-Lions game just to get the Packers to the playoffs. But I look at our game, and it was really bad. It was bad. They missed the roughing, the punter. They missed the DK Metcalf taunting penalty. They missed a lot of they missed an intentional grounding. It was really bad. And so I've been saying this from the get-go. They have got to bring back where they could challenge these penalties, because from the referees, it happens so fast. It happens really fast. If you don't allow us to challenge penalties, stuff that could change our season, that is bad. And so for the competition committee, they got to get back to the drawing board. Too many lives are at stake. Fans pay their hard-earned money to come see these games, and for it to fall at the hands of the referees, especially when it's bad, that's bad for the entire league. And so, like you said, I totally agree with you. They got to get that figured out, because there were a lot of questionable calls throughout the season, but in particular, the Seahawks-Rams game.
KJ Wright knows the room. He knows what city he's in right now. KJ, man, we appreciate you. You're a good friend of the show. We'll get back at you, man. Get your thoughts on some stuff, all right?
No doubt. Thank you, fellas.
All right, KJ Wright. Follow him on Twitter.
I still want to get a couple bourbons in him and ask him that Russell Wilson question again.
He's right.
Oh, T-Foss, man.
He's right. The Legion of Boom, that was my favorite defense to ever.
I could tell. You're altered a little bit.
Cam Chancellor is one of my favorite football players of all time. I loved watching that dude play football. He's a monster.
That's hey, man. That's cool. He was big time, no doubt. Follow him on Twitter at KJ_Wright34. He knows the room, though, Terry. He knew he was talking to.
Sure.
He knew.
That's That's why I knew you couldn't sucker him into something, because he's been interviewed a million times. He knows exactly. Swarmy people like you are up to.
No, he just laid down the facts.
Yeah, that's you.
Yeah, you asked the question, Darren.
Yeah, I admit, like, when I'm working for teams, I admit I'm in PR for the teams. You know what I'm saying? Like, I admit that 100%.
Okay, and I agree with you.
All right, there you go. And I agree that you can win a Cintron VIP experience. Get special access to a private Red Wings practice. It's going down Wednesday, January 25th from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. You can be there courtesy of Cintron. All you have to do is type the word Cintron in the chat right now, and Sam Flannel will select a winner by the end of the show. Make sure you keep watching to find out who's today's VIP winner is. All this brought to you by the official partner of the Detroit Red Wings, Cintron. Why wait?
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Golf, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
What's a winter wonderland if you can't shop, eat, and play? Lucky for you, you can do it all at the Downtown Detroit Markets, Cadillac Lodge, and the new winter version of the Monroe Street Midway, all located just across the street from Campus Martius Park. Find the fun at deckedoutdetroit.com.
Hi, I'm John from Better Rate Mortgage, and to me, family is more than blood. That's why I have the biggest family in Metro Detroit. If you're looking to buy a house or refinance and need a loan, come get treated better than family by me and our entire team here at Better Rate Mortgage. We pride ourselves on giving you better advice, better service, and a better loan experience. That's why we are Better Rate. If you're looking for a new mortgage, come get treated like family. Actually, better with Better Rate Mortgage. Visit us at mybetterrate.com or call at 248-480-4467 today.
Neal Ruhl here for Custom Health Centers. Get your customized approach to weight loss. Our own Ryan Ermanni has started the journey. You can see the benefits are paying off already. We're kidding a little bit with that, but he is down over 15 pounds with Custom Health Centers. They've had over 20,000 success stories. You can be one too. They've helped Eddie Murray, Detroit Lions Pro Bowl MVP kicker, Rick Mahorn, NBA world champion. Rick's down over 51 pounds. He looks great. Even when he tells Terry, hey, F off. He still looks great doing it, Terry.
Don't tell Rick he's looking great. He doesn't deserve that.
No, but he is, though. You can start losing weight today. Call Dr. Jason in Custom Health. 844-789-8446. Again, 844-789-FIN. Back at it here, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Ruhl, Darren McCarty, Terry Foster, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter. Big shout out to KJ Wright for coming on the show, keeping it real too about the officiating. Didn't even hide behind the Seattle thing. Big props too to Annie Hoffman for setting it all up. And so you heard it. We were talking NFL playoffs. I want to hit this heavy here in the second hour. We got Red Wings to get to. I had an epiphany. Darren McCarty will approve. And sometimes we lose our way, but then once we're lost, sometimes we're found. And I was found, and we will discuss. Nickel package, hey? What do you think?
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Lions, NFL, which way are we going?
We'll go Lions first.
All right, let's do it.
First. Beauty before age, Sam. All right, first question in the Lions nickel package. All right, should the Lions add a running back this year? We're talking about somebody that they didn't have on their team last year, whether that be in the draft or whether that be a free agent, or should they just end up re-signing Jamal Williams and run it back with Swift and Jamal?
I've kind of warmed up to this more and more in that I am in that re-sign Jamal Williams. I'm not going to get crazy for paying him, you know what I'm saying? You have to walk that fine line. I don't think Brad Holmes is a pay you for what you've done guy, as opposed to what you might do. It'll be fair, but I think that's to Jamal's credit too. I'm willing to bet that it's going to be fair. It's going to be fair for both sides. I like the running back room. I'm a huge Justin Jefferson guy. Believe it or not, I am. as your third back, league minimum guy, that's a nice get too. I'm happy with the running back room. That's a long way of saying that.
No, absolutely, and I think that's where we've seen where the money's going to be at. You know, the lower $4 million a year for 2 years. Terry and I talked about it yesterday, how important he is to the culture that they're building there, and he's sort of one of the chip off the old blocks of the coach, right? He's one of his guys, so I think this is more of a priority than anything. But Jamal needs to come back.
I would definitely sign Jamal Williams, but that doesn't mean I wouldn't draft a running back. The guy that scares me is DeAndre Swift. Is he going to be the guy that carries the ball 5 or 6 times a game? I'm not interested in that. So I may get another young guy in the room to replace him. It's something I would consider because I just don't trust DeAndre Swift to be a bell cow. And at some point, you can only go so far with him before you have to say, it's not working out. He's just going to be injured. That's who he is.
Yeah, but to piggyback on that a little bit, though, I feel like you're almost free-rolling, though, with DeAndre Swift next year. You know, still got that rookie deal as a second-round pick. You're not paying him a ton of money.
And he shouldn't.
Yeah, and he's got a lot on the line. I do expect next year, it's really weird how this works out. I expect like a Saquon Barkley-ish type year from him. Because this is the contract that's going to set him up for life.
But do you expect this Saquon Barkley availability?
That's the rub.
Well, that's the rub.
That's
but do they play him that way, or do they realize how they have to drive him? I compared him to the Corvette versus the Humvee that Jamal Williams is. So if he's available, I think his ability to show out. But I think that aren't we resigned to the fact that you have to sort of handle him a little bit more with kick gloves?
Maybe, but that'll hurt.
Well,
that'll hurt him. He's got a demand to be out
because
there.
What have we realized? That still with 5 or 6 touches a game, he can have an impact on the scoreboard, right? So I think less is more until he proves that he can handle more. I don't think he can, right? But I don't think he needs to. He needs to for himself, but for this team, I think that there was halfway through the season that it showed me that they were sort of resigned to not overuse him or put him in that situation.
So you're going to roll the dice one more year, which we can do.
Yeah, it's a free roll.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, it's a free roll. So I'm cool with that.
He's scaring me, though. I'm getting into that.
Just wait till next year, that contract year, Terry. You've seen it 100 times, man.
Sure
You've seen it 100 times. Second down.
Man, where did this guy come from? He's really good. Why did I consider getting rid of him?
Yeah. Second down, second question of the Lions nickel package. Is Ben Johnson the most valuable coordinator in the NFL?
To where he is?
Yes.
And what's going on? Absolutely he is. Absolutely he is. Now, there may be more coordinators who are more valuable, i.e., guys that maybe are a little more refined in their craft and stuff like that. But for this team, in this space, right now, with these players, show me one who's more valuable. The proofs, there are data points to that. Yeah. This guy walked on the scene and ish changed right quick.
Well, do you want to go by the data points? Do you want to go by the track record? Do you want to go by his stats, or do you want to go by his paycheck? Because it just obviously was recognized by the ownership. So whether it's sought, but he's looked at. But there's also guys, there's also guys, Greg Roman in Baltimore.
Dan Quinn.
There's some veteran, Byron Leftwich. There's some veteran OCs that have put the time in, that have their sort of style, that are out there. So I think it's just a new flavor also, but he's our flavor. But here, it's something that we all wanted. Let's see him run it back for another season together, and then figure it out after next year.
Once again, I'm going to accuse Neal of being scared. I think he said yes because he hasn't seen this in Detroit, even though we've seen it other places. And I think there was such a panic in this city. If this guy leaves, then the Lions are screwed. I don't believe that was the case. So I'm going to say maybe to no, because I think they would have figured it out anyway. Even if Dan Campbell was calling the plays.
See, I just think he brings something different to the table. You could tell the sets with the movement of the receivers and how they go horizontally across the field. That's different. Even somebody who's an idiot like me that is more. I'm more based on game flow and situations and everything like that than the actual X's and O's. Even I can see the difference in the way that he gets people open. It's incredible, man. The tight end spot popped when he showed up. Third down.
Third question of the NFL nickel package. Is 6 too high to draft a cornerback? We see Christian Gonzalez shooting up the board. Obviously, Kelly Ringo and Joey Porter Jr. are in question, and the Lions need it a lot. But is 6 too steep of a price?
Yes. And here's where I think Brad Holmes, and you've heard me talk about this with Iserman, what he's doing with putting these guys on waivers, and that cap space keeps creeping up, how he'll weaponize that cap space. I think that Brad Holmes, if they're convinced that they're going to go the corner route, you may see him trade back, taking less than market value. And if you see that the Lions have traded back, you know exactly what they're doing. They're going to the cornerback spot with it because 6 is too high. Because you can't be wrong on a corner at 6.
Right. Like if you were guaranteed to get a Sauce Gardner or a Stingley. You know what I mean? You would probably take it, but you can't be guaranteed because of the money, because then it goes to what you have to pay them, right?
Yeah, and especially if it's wrong. That's my thing.
6 is not too high for a corner. 6 is too high for the Lions to pick a corner this year.
But you know what, Terry? Like that's half funny and half true. I'm absolutely with you on that. And I will say this too: if they take a corner, and that kind of tells you what Jeff Okuda's fate is. Absolutely. There will be no room for him at the end, and that's just the way that it is. You can see the numbers starting to crunch.
That's just the way.
Yeah, he might be the lead guy for their lawn service out there.
Everything will be on the board.
Hefe will never be the same.
All right, please. No more Bruce Hornsby in the range. Can we get the 4th down, please?
All right, 4th down. 4th question in the nickel package. What rookie impressed you most this season? You have a bevy to choose from, but who impressed you the most?
I don't believe it or not, I don't think he's getting the credit, even as much shine as he's gotten. It's James Houston, man. Like that cat looks different rushing the quarterback. That cat looks
like a cat.
The moves that he has, the repertoire, the arsenal, as Jim Price would say, that he has. And how many sacks he end up with this year?
He had 8.
8. And he played 45 snaps, right?
On a per game basis, he was all pro level great. I don't think there's any rookie besides maybe Sauce Gardner that can say that.
Yeah, and just again the skill set. I see there's some Ferrari. Can a defensive end be a Ferrari? I don't know. But there's some Ferrari to him.
Drops at 0 to 60 and gets there in less than a second. For me, it's our boy Rodrigo. Just because of the stability that he can provide at that position, linebacker for years to come. To me, not only I saw him, he could develop to me into like a Luke Kuechly or somebody like that because I see he's smart. He for the size, you're wondering about, does the size matter and not for him? Because it's the intelligence. I think Anzalone helped him along the way, but just the durability that he's shown, and I think that he could be there for a while. It looked that he could be a stalwart on that defense. So I say Rodrigo.
I'm going to go with an old reliable. It's Aiden Hutchinson. He may not have had the stats of Houston, but he made plays that helped them win games. He was double teamed more than anyone, which meant others could shine too. Also, when Hutchinson sometimes didn't get the sack, he shoved the quarterback into somebody else who made it. So I think he was more impactful as far as helping the Lions win games, and also he should be Rookie of the Year.
Ooh,
that one's a little aggressive, but he was on brand. He was exactly what we thought we were getting.
Yeah.
And I think that's the best compliment you can give somebody.
For sure.
He was exactly like that. What Sam Flannel was calling for.
He finished
and he got
strong,
better.
right?
He figured some things out. And if we're going the car route, because Mike G says Hutchinson is a Ferrari, I'd say Hutchinson's more of like a Hellcat Charger. Like you can pick a date up in a Hellcat Charger.
Hell yeah, you can.
You know what I'm saying? You can go out to eat in a Hellcat. You can go to the mall and stuff like that. But you can take people off the light too if you need to. You can do that. It's just for me. Houston's got that Fedorov vibes to him, man. Like it's a skill set that can't be taught what he can do. All right, real quick, 5th down.
All right, final question, 5th down, 5th question. it ties right back into it. Who will have more sacks next season, Hutch or Houston?
If Houston does, look out.
Yeah.
Look out. I'll say it'll be Hutchinson though. Houston's going to have to take that next step, right? He'll be game planned for. He already was towards the end of the year. You saw doubles coming at him all of a sudden.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say Hutchinson because again, I think Hutchinson and I saw this and I know I got labeled a Hutchinson hater and Sam Flannel marked me on this. I said he had the highest floor of anybody out there.
100%.
He had the
Everybody
highest
knows
floor.
that.
You knew what you were getting there. You were getting an NFL player.
Yep.
So I'll say it's going to be Hutchinson.
Well, it comes down to it's your call. Who opens up the other guy more, right? Who are they going to have a harder time figuring out a concept of blocking? You would think that Houston will play more snaps, hence it'll be him because of just the way that he rushes. Aiden's more of an everyday down, so he's going to be. You see him in there for the interceptions, the forced fumbles and stuff. I'm going to say he's going to be the benefactor. They're both good, healthy double digits, and like halfway through the year. I mean, we'll see how they operate more and more together, but they'll get better. But I'll say Hutch too.
Yeah, Hutch might be asked to do more next year. He probably will take more of a leadership role, and he'll believe that I got to be the guy on defense now. This year he's thinking, I want to be a good player. I want to help the Lions win. But next year he might have that mentality. I have to be the guy. And if you feel that way, then you feel you have to be more productive, stat-wise, and that he'll have more stats.
He'll be a very fine player.
He'll be solid.
You know what else is solid for lunch?
Lobster.
Damn.
Obviously lobster.
We're spoiled around here.
And the only place you should get it from is Cousins Maine Lobster, because that is where it's at. Cousins Maine Lobster brings the best of Maine coast to Detroit. Try the variety of sweet, succulent Maine lobster menu items at their 2 food trucks rolling around the city. You can find their events scheduled on cousinsmainelobster.com and through their mobile app, where you can easily order ahead and earn rewards. Or you can scan that QR code right there and figure out where they are rolling around the city. It's Cousins Maine Lobster. Make sure you check them out.
All right.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Golf, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1. What's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2. Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3. Bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
The sports marketing agency would not be who we are without great community partners like Higuera Health and Carol Zuniga.
It's an awesome opportunity to partner with your organization. Higuera Health is a comprehensive behavioral health organization. We serve children through older adults with mental health, substance use, and developmental disabilities across Western Wayne counties, and really excited to now be in downriver communities as well. Give us a call at 734-458-4601.
It's a great day to get some Centron in your life. Okay. There it is. Centron, here we go. Gotta grab the cranberry. Oh wait, it's 2 for $4. Gotta double up with the classic as well. Centron World, baby. Centron, available at select Krogers, and if you wanna know how, go to @CentronWorld.com. You get dope like me. You know what? Why wait? Great taste, guaranteed.
I know we're already halfway into the month of January, but Guardian Alarm has some great deals for you. Like, how about customized solutions from real experts, professional technicians who take the time to recommend security and automation solutions specific to your needs, whether your business or your personal. But I need you to call them today, 1-800.
Stay out.
24/7 professional monitoring. Call them day anytime, day or night, and know that a Guardian team member will stay on the phone as long as you need it. So please call the number 1-800-STAY-OUT. Technology backed by people of safety and security deserves technology that's been proven to work, and people who have been proven to care. So if you want to be part of the Guardian Alarm family, like Sam Flannel, with how many straight days of flannel protection?
198.
198 straight days of flannel protection. They will protect whatever is important to you, but you must call 1-800.
Stay out. Stay out of the playoffs. Kirk Cousins, Geno Smith.
Oof. You heard him. Give him a call today. Guardian Alarm, your local security experts. Tell them Big D Energy, we sent you.
Coming down the stretch here, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Time for the NFL. I've been excited to talk NFL playoffs. We were talking about I'm going out to Vegas tonight for the big weekend. No more electric atmosphere to watch football games than in Las Vegas. Every play matters, if you know what I mean.
Vegas for March Madness. I feel like that would be
electric too.
Nuts.
Electric too. Nickel package, NFL playoff. Drop that beat, Sam.
All right, this is kind of more of a prop bet themed playoff nickel package. So first down, who throws for more touchdown passes in their playoff matchup? Joe Burrow or Josh Allen?
My gut originally was Joe Burrow, but as the week gets on, you're allowed to, you know how you get a feel for stuff, right? You get a feel for games. Like I have a feel about a couple of games. I'm starting to warm up to the fact that Buffalo might the magic ride might be over for Joey Burrow, and the injuries to that offensive line, man. You can't outrun those. You remember Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl against the Buccaneers?
Oh yeah.
When Tom Brady got lucky again, remember that?
Yeah, very lucky.
He got very lucky that, Eric Fisher was hurt and, their whole offensive line was hurt.
Wasn't Joe Burrow running for his life last year?
He was sacked 9 times by the Titans.
Yeah, he was.
Right.
He was.
You think this is where they take him out? I mean, they can't.
I think so.
They cannot protect him. He's going down 5, 7, 10 times. Does he get back up? I mean, is this the time? As Buffalo on the DeMar Hamlin news and all that?
And all the factors that go into it. They're saying he'll probably be at the game too. I mean,
the universe is pointing towards Buffalo.
Thank you. It's just a feel. I talk about that. I'm not a huge X's and O guy. I'm game flow. I'm feel. To take it in and see how it's working out, see how it's progressing.
Have you felt all the interceptions and turnovers Josh Allen is making?
Yeah, absolutely. But is he going to do that 2 times in a row at home? No, he's not. I stand by that.
Okay.
That could be an interesting prop bet, the under in Josh Allen's interceptions.
Ooh, that would be an interesting one.
Yeah, but I think Josh Allen will.
I'd probably go under on that one. All right, second down. Which number 1 seed is more vulnerable to being upset, the Chiefs or the Eagles?
I would say it's the Eagles, man.
I would agree.
The Giants are. You know what the Giants got that vibe of? The old Eli Manning. The old Eli Manning get in as a wild card. Oh, oops, we won the Super Bowl and beat the Patriots. Yeah. A day that Tom Brady's luck ran out. I'm getting that vibe from this Giant. Like Daniel Jones, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense what he's doing.
The Giants are gianting when they win in the playoffs.
Guys, fellas,
they got to get by that first game, but there's something there.
Slow down.
What?
They played frauds in the first round. Now they're playing a real team.
I get it, but
they're a very fine ball club. They won a playoff game on the road. That's to be commended. And you know what?
They won against a bunch of popsicles. Great popsicles.
Is Jalen Hurts healthy?
Jalen Hurts may not be 100%.
Okay,
but he's
hard
still
stop.
good enough to beat the Giants.
I think they have this Giants mentality that we've seen as the proverbial underdog and the road warrior, whatever. They're playing for each other. I mean, we talked about it yesterday. Is the job that Brian Dable has done with what he has around. Now you got. Can we agree that Daniel Jones is playing with the most confidence that we've seen him as a quarterback? And whatever fraudulent Minnesota that we agree is, they still got it done. We'll see this week.
He was magnificent against Minnesota.
But there's something there. You feel it in the air.
You feel it, and they would be my second. They would be my second most likely underdog to win if I had to rank them. Second.
Okay.
All right. Next down.
Yes. Okay. Third down. Who has more rushing yards in their playoff matchup, Saquon Barkley or Miles Sanders?
Giants' rush defense is bad. They are bad, and I understand that. However,
how much are they gonna? What's the game plan going?
Yeah. I'm going to go with Saquon Barkley.
You have to.
Because he's got to get paid. He's got to get paid.
No. Because you have staked your reputation on the Giants. The only way the Giants are going to win is Saquon goes nuts.
See, I think it's if Daniel Jones goes nuts. That's a prerequisite. That Daniel Jones has to go nuts again.
If Saquon goes nuts, then Daniel Jones will go nuts.
And then Spencer will be talking about the trade Goff and sign Daniel Jones to the Lions.
He will be, yes. And
He'll
we
be
got to
carrying
stop
the flag.
it, too.
He'll be carrying the flag. Hey, Saquon's chasing the bag. Let's not get it twisted.
Point, if you believe that they're going to stay in this game and stuff like this, I'd be more the question. You would expect Saquon to have it where any chance to win, but I would expect Daniel Jones might have more rushing yards than Saquon.
And that I would agree with.
Two-headed beast.
But Saquon's going to catch 4 to 5 passes.
Oh, but is that going to happen 2 weeks in a row?
Yes, it will.
No, it won't.
Yes, it will. Yes, it will, Terry Foster.
Believe in Saquon, man.
I do believe in Saquon. 100% I do. It's going to be Saquon.
That he's going to get outrushed by Daniel Jones 2 weeks in a row?
Yes, but I think he'll have more all-purpose yards. You know what I'm saying? He's going to be a factor in the passing game.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. We will. Oh, we going to see.
All right, and this is the biggie. 4th down. I asked this question last week, but it's only apropos that I ask it again because they actually face up against each other in the battle of arguably the 2 best edge rushers in the NFL. Who has more sacks in their playoff matchup this weekend? Micah Parsons or Nick Bosa?
And you guys know I'm a Brad Holmes sim. I am also a Nick Bosa sim, admittedly. But I'm going to tell you this. Now, I gave you my second most likely underdog. I'm going to plant the flag and say, take the Dallas Cowboys plus the 3.5 this weekend. Hold out for 4. Say it like, because you're going to be able to get 4, because everyone's going to chase on the 49ers. They're going to chase on the brand name after the Giants at least cover the spread against Philadelphia. They'll be chasing to get their money back, and they'll be taking the 49ers. Micah Parsons, Brock Purdy take his over in interceptions, because that's happening. The Dallas Cowboys will make him make a mistake. You heard it here. You'll get a text. You'll get a text from the bottom of a bourbon glass.
That's not going to cost him. Yeah, probably. They're the ones that are going to cause him the most trouble. But no, I think that the best part is Kyle Shanahan is fully ready to unleash. And no, I totally we are at, this is the, is that a get right? Is that your get right by any chance?
I advise the people to wait for 4, because 4 will become available.
So
4, if you get it at 4.
If you get it at 4, if it goes to 4, is that the get right?
We're getting right. Oh, we're going to get right together. I'll be in ground zero.
This is the Feldman.
I'll be in ground zero in Las Vegas.
All right.
The home of the get right. The Mecca of the get right.
You know what? I don't want to see a photo of you at the betting booth with the slip in your hand and your hand is all shaking, and then you put it in your pocket.
So, Neal, to your Micah Parsons, Brock Purdy, what about Nick Bosa to your Dak Prescott? You don't fear that at all?
No, you want to get real cute with it? Here, I'll give you that one as a get right. The 4 is the line. You want a little same game parlay? You want to get a little creative and stuff like that? Cowboys money line. Dak Prescott over 250.5.
All right. Here's what
he's ready for this trip. Look at him. He's just ready to fire the bag in the room before it hits the floor. He's on the elevator.
Who's the best defensive player in the NFL?
Nick Bosa.
Nick Bosa.
Okay. When you are in big spots, don't you usually step up a little bit more?
And you know what else, Terry?
What?
Who's the best offensive lineman in the NFL?
Trent Williams.
Williams.
No one's talking about it.
Yeah.
But can he switch sides?
He can stop Micah Parsons is what he can do.
He's good. No doubt.
Neal just doesn't pick a white guy to chase down the brother. That's all
he ain't coming in that side. He ain't coming in on that side.
Trent Williams can stop Micah Parsons.
Big Trent.
Okay. We got 5th down?
Yes.
Real quick.
5th down. All right. So who has more receiving yards this weekend in their playoff matchup? Travis Kelce or Christian Kirk?
I think. Oh, go ahead, Terry.
I'm biased. I'm always going to pick Kelce. I just think Kelce is the man. He's the freaking man. He kicks your ass, smiles at you, and then just keeps on going.
Greatest tight end who has ever played NFL football. People need to get on my train.
I can't hate you on that.
7,000-yard seasons. The next closest tight end has 4.
I think that the clock strikes midnight for Jacksonville.
I agree. Saturdays don't matter.
Yeah,
the Trevor Lawrence
for the first
Saturday
time ever.
special.
Yes, for the first time
Saturday
ever.
Night
Trevor Lawrence will lose a game on Saturday.
Something always happens for the first time.
I think it's got to be Kirk, and he's got to go over 100 and something. I think they spread it out with KC. That's more to that. He's got to beat them deep and pick on some of that secondary if it can be done.
Yeah, I think though in a reverse, I think Kirk will end up with more than Kelsey. They're going to be behind the whole time. Yep. You know what I'm saying? So that's why.
But still, Mahomes has a crutch with Kelsey. Man, if he really needs something, he'll just throw
it up to him. Real quick, LFG, WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Over under 2 interceptions for Dak Prescott. Under all day long. Bet the mortgage on that one.
Really? I have never seen you have so much faith in the Cowboys.
I know. It's stunning.
Are you going... Tequisky Tart ain't there no more, bro. All right? You're going by a guy in the secondary that can't catch.
Yeah, no. And after you get all this winnings, you can go to Big Boy.
Yeah.
On old Uncle Neal. That's right. Wintertime comfort foods. Always better from Big Boy. You can try the classic meatloaf.
Give me the loaf.
Or the Cajun chicken Alfredo, or both, because you'll have money like that after the Cowboys shock the world, including me. How about breakfast? The stuffed potato pancakes are back, the Lumberjack, the Santa Fe Garden, or the Blockbuster. Stop by your local Big Boy today.
Check it out.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Golf, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
When it comes to making your haircut truly an experience, there's no better place than Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Come to any one of our 26 Metro Detroit locations for an award-winning haircut experience and qualify for a chance to win a down payment for your dream home up to $200,000. Our precision haircut and talented stylists will have you looking good, feeling good, and give you a chance to change your life forever. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
Can't get enough Woodward Sports content? Head over to woodwardsports.com right now for up-to-date sports articles and great entertainment news. We have the best writers, bloggers, and coverage all at your fingertips. Head to woodwardsports.com right now to experience all Woodward Sports has to offer.
Neal Ruhl here for Chili Peppers Tanning. We find the hottest bulbs, the hottest deals, and the darkest tans at Chili Peppers Tanning. They have spotless, sanitized rooms with trained and certified tanning professionals. You can join the Pepper Club, get all the best deals. They'll beat the competitors' prices by at least $5, and they're your home for all the beauty lotions. That's right, Australian Gold, Designer Skin, Cal Tan, and Spencer Raxter's personal favorite, Swedish Beauty.
Oh, yeah.
27 locations. More on the way. Go to chilipepperstanning.com. Find out which one works best for you. It's Chili Peppers Tanning.
Chili Peppers Tan.
Yay, yay. Coming down the stretch here. Did want to get to the Red Wings business. Nice win. Solid win in Vegas.
Win. I said I was going to address the fact that Dylan Larkin, along with Jake Wallman, aired out their displeasure in the interview that it wasn't good enough the way that they played previously to lose to the Columbuses, to be able to not play consistent. They were very much aware. Now, it's one thing to hear it, Neil, but it's one thing to show. So I wanted to see last night through the effort. And what's the big thing is not only the inconsistency, but Terry was saying he's going to try to stay up, and we said, at least he said most of the goals will be scored early in the game against it, so we'll see if it'll get down 3-4, 5-0. Fortunately, there's 2 games in a row that they got out to a lead. And yesterday they played a really, really, really good road team against a Vegas team that is struggling a little bit. But I got everything that I needed. And if you watched the game last night, what I needed to see was on the first goal from Dylan Larkin driving wide to the tic-tac-toe to Lucas Raymond out front of the net knocked in. There was a screenshot that they came back on Bally Sports that Dylan Larkin celebrating in the corner, and you could see the joy on his face for his buddy and stuff like that. That's all I needed to see. Everything we're talking about is outside noise and stuff like this. This kid is as committed to this team, and you know he is that piece that I've always talked about. And again, it comes back to who are you going to make the 1C to his 2C? So it doesn't matter. You're going to figure out a way throughout your salary cap and whatever to make sure this guy's leading your team.
Now, Terry, go ahead.
Yes, sir. The thing I needed to see is how would they respond after giving up a goal with 35 seconds left in the first period. I said, no. They had outplayed Vegas. They deserved to be in the lead, and then all of a sudden you're tied up. Now, what I was looking for, are they going to come out in the second period feeling sorry for themselves, woe is me? That didn't happen. Instead, they went up 3-1, hung on, and picked up the victory. So I need to see that. That was important.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread, Sue Yu says they better not sign Larkin. He's not a 1C. We've had that discussion before. And we'll have it again before it's all said and done. I had an epiphany yesterday about the Red Wings. Again, I've had many epiphanies this year with them. I was on the bus coming back from Indianapolis. I was watching the game on my phone, and I thought to myself, you know, for as angry as I've gotten at times with what's happened, I can't outrun the truth that I had on opening night. And I always say about how they're dead, and then they rise from the ashes, and then they lose to Columbus and they die again. And then they lose to Arizona. You're like, they're really dead. But then they pop off and they get the win in Vegas. And they get 3 points in 3 games on the road. That, okay, I can deal with that. That's fine. Especially when you go out west. That's fine. I can handle it. They are a professional hockey team now. That is what's different. I was looking at it for my angry outburst. I was looking at it from the perspective of last year. And this team is not last year's team. They are more capable. They are a professional National Hockey League team.
They're adults.
They're adults.
They're not the college student or the teenager.
Bingo. That's what it is.
They're out of the house.
They're getting healthy,
have a job.
which is important.
And they are getting healthy. And we're discovering truths about players. Mm-hmm. So here's the one I have for the room. And I want to do a WoodwardSports.com chat poll. Just a flash one. Right here, right now. Are you re-signing Bertuzzi? Right here, right now.
Got injured again.
Yep, he got injured again. I don't know I haven't heard. I don't know if you guys heard anything different. I haven't heard anything as to it's a hand this time.
Yeah.
I'm being told. Has any time?
The wrist, the hands.
Yeah. So I want to let this run a little bit, just for a couple minutes. We're not doing this the whole show long. Are you re-signing Bertuzzi? And it's not looking good in the early on, Terry.
Well,
Foster.
Can we just agree that to whatever you said it the other day is that really there's only a couple maybe that you consider untouchables, but guys that you thought might be part of the future, right, are up in conversation whether they will be or not. Where are they part of the plan now? With Bertuzzi, obviously, I mean, to break your wrist in the same spot or to go through the same injury, I've had some crazy sort of injuries and stuff like that. That's a freak. But again, we get down to the availability. We get down to because why, Neal? Because these guys are the guys that you have to pay the money to. So these are conversations that you just got to trust the old hashtag why is it playing 1919. But I think the reality, right? The reality is that this conversations that it might be. So to ask the question, you could see why people would say no. You could see why people would say yes.
Of course, the injury had nothing to do with it, but I'm wondering if Bertuzzi's down with the cause 100%.
Right.
That's why I'm hesitant.
And when we come back, I'm going to give you my analysis of it, and I'm going to let you know where I'm at. And I want to make sure that you guys are okay. You guys got to be consistent with this then. And that's what I'm counting on. Real quick, too, same game parlay, Cowboys money line. Dak Prescott over 249.5 is plus 400. Huh?
I don't know if I would take it.
I don't think they're winning.
I don't think they're winning either.
Hey, if they play like they did, that's the first time last weekend that I've seen a Cowboys team actually look like a legitimate Super Bowl team. Pretty much since the mid-90s.
Under 500
What's that?
You don't have the balls to put that as a gut right
No, I would. That's irresponsible. that's getting caught up in the sauce.
I'm just trying to get you in the right frame in case some irresponsibility comes across your path.
You let that roulette wheel go all right tonight. Then all bets are off.
You know what? Neal is normally a responsible young man, but he's fallen into the trap that people across America fall into. If they see Dallas do one thing good,
no, it's not.
This is
Terry,
it.
Terry,
They play the
there's
below
been no bigger Dallas hater on this network than me.
But
I'm just getting the vibe. I'm getting the feel.
How many games did Tampa win? Was it 13, 14? I can't remember.
And Brock Purdy plays a part in this.
It was 8.
I think
That's
it was
right.
8.
You could be right. They could be wrong, Sam. But somebody who always has a finger on the pulse of insurance is who?
That would be Swiss, of course. Be sure to check with Swiss Insurance this week for your commercial insurance review. Many businesses choose a January 1st effective date. Swiss can help make sure you have the proper coverage. Swiss Insurance, give us a shot and you won't be disappointed. Email them at mark@swissins.com. That is mark@swissins.com.
3 NBA championships. Detroit fans were there. 11 Stanley Cups. Detroit fans were there. 4 World Series wins. Detroit fans were there. And that one Lions playoff win in 1991, yeah, Detroit fans were there. Woodward Sports, where the fans are.
Hi, Christina Gennari from Keller Williams Domain, your obvious choice in real estate. The Lions aren't headed to the Super Bowl, but you might be headed to your new home. Call or text me 248-550-4788 or come see me at soldchristina.com. I want to make sure you don't miss out on this hot spring market that's just getting warmed up. See you soon.
Hey, it's Tom Mazaway for all your real estate needs. Check out my gal, Christina Gennari. She's got you covered. Right, Lions?
We aren't quite sure if they consume more beer or sports. Either way, the heavyweights are here. Live on Woodward Sports, daily 5 to 7 p.m.
Final segment of the week. Neal Ruhl, Terry Foster, Darren McCarty, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter, and we're talking Detroit Red Wings. We're talking, the NFL playoffs as well. So here's the deal. WoodwardSports.com chat poll. Are you re-signing Bertuzzi right here, right now? And I saw a lot of this venom on social media. The different newspapers made their posts about Bertuzzi getting hurt, and it was all trade him. 65% of you say no, you're not re-signing Bertuzzi. Okay. Now, you don't want him. Are you prepared to take a second or a third round draft pick for him? Because that's the market. D-Mac, tell me I'm wrong.
You're not wrong.
So, okay. Then that's the deal. Can we chat poll that one? Are you prepared to take a second or third round draft pick for Bertuzzi? Because that's all you're getting, if that. Well, if you don't want him, what makes you think anybody else wants him?
No, but understand he's not signed yet, right? So he is a free agent, so it would be more on the end rental or a sign and trade or something that you package along something else with, right? So you wouldn't expect just to get rid of him for a second or third rounder, would you?
Yes, that's all you're going to get.
No, but would you expect? See, I don't think that right now that's not enough. Like I said, the reality is let's wait till the trade deadline. Because it really doesn't matter, like the moving and the shaking to now. Although, just made a trade for some of the minor league guy and grabbed the guy out of San Jose. So, the movement's going to be made, Neal. And I think it's just like, obviously, I guess my question to you, Terry, is with Bertuzzi being injured, does this hinder his chance of being re-signed more, or do you think it doesn't have a factor?
No, I think it does have a factor, but I also think in the back of Yzerman's mind and Chris Draper's mind, whoever else is involved in decisions, they know that he can elevate his game just as high as anybody else on that team.
Right.
He can still play. Now, he might be a pain in the ass. He may disappear at times, but I think when you factor in how high he can go as a player, that you might keep him around.
So, I mean, that's where it is. And the chat right now is about 50-50. 51% of the people say yes.
See what kind of influence I have?
Yeah, I do see that.
I love Bert. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, he is a guy that we've seen. He can score 30 goals in the league. He's a guy that everyone in the locker room loves. But how much, like D-Mac has said it before, he's not going to be the guy that takes the discount. Larkin would be the guy that takes the discount, the hometown kid, the captain, the guy who wants to be here. Bert's going to get the money he earned.
And it only takes one.
Yeah.
It only takes one team. Like, that's what I think people aren't grasping that. And if you're not going to sign him, you have to trade him.
Yes.
You have
just
to.
get nothing for him.
and you're gonna get next to nothing for him. Mm-hmm. But that's the way it works. So for the people, and it's 51% say no. So I'll ask the people, okay, so you're giving him $7 million a year.
Wow.
Because he ain't taking a pay cut. He's he scored 30 goals in this league. That's what those guys command.
Neal, don't you know he'll take the hometown
discount.
discount.
He won't. No, he won't.
No.
You're correct.
I wouldn't be.
You might get it off of Larkin, but I don't think you're going to get it off Bertuzzi.
So, there it is. I'll give the people credit. More of them accepted the reality than I thought. I thought I had them trapped. But they wiggled off the hook.
I think it's coming down and where they see it. And at the end of the day, it's more like the hashtag Wiser plan. So, I mean, it's just like what will be, will be. But the conversation, last year at this time, it was a hard conversation to have.
Yeah.
Right? Because then you're facing it on the fact that, would he just, because he wouldn't get vaccinated and do all this? No, I think it's just, as this team has evolved and shown it to younger guys and how you want to weaponize the cap and weaponize your salary. And so it's, again, whatever Stevie wants to do. But if we're thinking about it, talking about it now, this is already.
Oh, no doubt. And Detroit Dabber says his value's too low right now. Well, Dabber, this is it, though. This is the time. Because either you have to trade him by the trade deadline or you risk losing him for nothing. And if you're not going to sign him, you got to move him.
And remember, guys, this isn't his first injury-ravaged season. 2 years ago, he played 9 games. He's only been really an exceptional player in 1 of his 6 seasons. So I think you're insane if you want to re-sign Tyler Bertuzzi. And I didn't feel that way before the start of the year, but he can't stay healthy. He's really hasn't done a whole lot. I just think people like him. He's got the missing tooth. He's tough. Everybody likes Bertuzzi. But the reality is, why would you sign him at this point?
Is he the Red Wings' DeAndre Swift?
No, he's actually achieved higher heights, I think, than DeAndre Swift ever has.
That's a good comp, though.
That is a good comp. Mm-hmm.
I like that comp.
Except Swift has a tooth.
Yeah, but I didn't say he's fragile.
No.
He doesn't seem
not fragile, but.
Yeah, and, there's some talk about, Bertuzzi and what a contract would look like. And this year he's a $5 million cap hit. He's getting a raise. He's 28 with a 30-goal season on his resume. You want to pitch pennies and say maybe get 6.5. He ain't taking a pay cut. He ain't taking a cheaper contract.
No, you can say like a $6 million guy, the $5.5, $6 million. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
that's the price to play.
Over 3.
That's the price to play right now. So we got to ask some hard questions to ourselves, I think. Wrapping up the poll, are you prepared to take a second or a third round pick for Bertuzzi? 56% of people said yes, so there you have it.
Neal, before we get out of here, what is the first thing you're going to do when you go to
the first thing I'm going to do, I have to put the bag in the room, but I literally will not. You know how you have like the tile entryway?
Yeah.
To the hotel room? I literally will
How's
not.
Your toss? Can't hit the bed from there?
Yeah.
I literally will not step off of that tile. I will come in and step on the tile, set the bag down, and boom, we go back out into those streets.
The first thing I do when I go somewhere is I turn the air conditioning in my room as high as it'll go. When I went to my friend's wedding, I turned the air conditioning into 55. And then I went to a different, got messed up, get back to my room, it's like an ice box. Best night's sleep I ever had.
Yeah, that'll be the first thing we do. We're gonna, when the plane lands, we're gonna be up to speed, if you know what I mean.
Okay, yeah.
We're gonna be up to speed. We're gonna blend in.
Comfort Plus seats?
What's that?
The Comfort Plus seats where you get free drinks?
I got those for the way home.
Oh, nice.
Because we went through that earlier this week. We gotta
enjoy the fountain.
I will enjoy the fountain. And then we're doing the big community bet, $100 guy roulette wheel spin.
Hell yeah.
$10,000 on the line.
Good luck.
So there you have it. I'll
now,
report
what
back.
we used to do when we go to L.A., step off the plane, go to the rental car place, and go to Aunt Kizzy's back porch. But Aunt Kizzy's closed.
Oh, all right. Well, I'm going to miss on that one then. So, everybody, have a great weekend. Cowboys plus the 4 if you get it. It's a get right. For
Don't
D-Mac,
touch it.
Deuces.
Terry Foster, Sam Fallon, Spencer Rasher. My name's Neal Ruhl. Have a great weekend, everybody. Well, see you later. Yep.